We're on the east side of the house in the backyard behind the gate on the east side of the house. This is the east side of the primary bedroom bathroom. And this is the electric meter to the house. And when our power's coming in below grade, and I do not see a grounding rod. I do not know where the primary grounding is coming from, but we're not through looking yet. What's going on over here is these bushes should be cut away from it. It should be accessible, and the three sides should be sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration going into the structure. Into the structure, well, let's go. Past the crazy deck, past the swimming pool surface that needs to be redone, and going through there. Past the lawn sprinkler heads too close to the siding. Okay. Over here past the gate that does not self-close. Underneath the swinging pergola. Or the scary swinging pergola. Okay. And through here, this is the primary bedroom. That's what we call it this week. Last week we called it the parents' bedroom. The week before that we called it the owner's bedroom. And the week before that we called it the master bedroom. And then we decided that master wasn't right. Okay? We're in the primary bedroom closet. And this is where the main load center is, electric load center, breaker box, electric service panel, call it what you will. I could just stop this conversation right here. This is a Federal Pacific. There's not a code that says that I should condemn a panel based on its manufacturer. So I'm going to make note. I'm going to make plenty of notes about this panel in the report in the comments section, the opinions section, but I cannot call it a deficiency because it's a Federal Pacific. I wouldn't have one. In fact, I did have one, and I'm a hypocrite. And a lot of this stuff that's wrong with this home, I can take you right over to my house and show it to you, but I changed my panel because my family was important to me. Yes, there still are. Okay, the labeling on this is incomplete, and the labeling is hand written. It's supposed to be printed. See, it says use copper or aluminum wire, catalog number. That's printing. This is supposed to be printed. That's what it is. It's supposed to be printed. Coming along over here, we got L1 and L2 coming in, and we got our main neutral coming over here. Nice copper neutral. See that? It's supposed to be wrapped with white tape. If you do not know that that's the main neutral, you do not belong in this cabinet. I get that. But it's supposed to be wrapped in white tape. If you do not know that L1 and L2 are hot, you do not belong in this cabinet. But you're supposed to have protective neoprene booties installed on those. And it probably wasn't required when this panel was installed. But you know what wasn't required when this panel was installed also? In fact, it was prohibited when this panel was installed, is all this paint. You're not supposed to have any paint or contaminants inside of the cabinet panel. This panel was obsolete the day it was installed. Now it's already exceeded any warranty that probably would ever come with anything at any time. It's probably original to the house, but you're not supposed to have paint on your cabinet like that. Let's see what we got here. Saved by the bell. Hang on. Good home, this is Bud. Who's calling? So, anyway, what we've got here, they want to sell me some Medicare. What we got here is we got some neutral wires that are right here, the lugs. Neutrals, see these grounds down here? Grounds can be double lug, but neutrals should not be double lugged. And we got double lug neutrals inside of this cabinet. All right? Because the neutrals always carry current. Over here, we've got this 50 amp breaker right here, and we got a white hot going into it. Now, if you don't know that's hot, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that, but it should be wrapped with black tape. It should be wrapped with black tape. And these cabinet wires shouldn't be touching the cabinet cover. And we're missing one of our screws from the cabinet. We only have 3 screws instead of 4. So what did we learn? We learned that the bonding location is not labeled on the cabinet, and an electric service panel, although it was okay when this home was built, an electric service panel should not be installed in a clothes closet. And it should have 36 inches of clearance in front of it. And it should have 7 feet of clearance above it. So we'd have insufficient clearance. That's what we learned. We learned that our meter box should be sealed. We learned that we don't know where our grounding is. We learned we don't know where our electric bonding is. We learned that we got wires touching the panel cover. We learned that we got white hots. We learned that we do not have our neoprene covers, and that our neutral is not wrapped with white tape. Our white hot was not wrapped with black tape. Our neutral was not wrapped was not wrapped with white tape. We learned that our neutrals are double lugged. So that's what we learned. This is an obsolete system. But besides all this, which can be some of it, a lot of it might be considered de minimis or small potatoes. You're missing a screw, you got a little paint, you got a little, the real reason why I would replace my Federal Pacific panel. I did replace my Federal Pacific panel. Want to go for a bonus round? We can do that. We're bonus people. We like a value. Okay. I'll move through here. Hang on. I'll let you go through this garage pedestrian door that has daylight shining through the top and the striker plate's missing. Coming in here inside of the garage, we got another phone call. Oh my goodness. I'm just not going to do it. This is called a sub panel. And this sub panel is not hooked up to anything. It's not hooked up to anything at all. I don't know what it's doing here. So it's got an open knockout. Okay, in fact both of them do. It's got an open knockout. It's not energized. In fact, to energize this would be to bootleg it. You're going to put a breaker box into an electric receptacle outlet. That's just wrong. You take an NM cable, all right, and converting it into an extension cord that you could put this into is wrong. You're not supposed to turn. That's not an extension cord. That's NM cable. An NM cable, if it was energized, NM cable is not supposed to be closer to the garage floor. Exposed NM cable shouldn't be closer to the garage floor than 6 feet. So you could run it across the ceiling, and I recommend you don't do that. But NM cable is not supposed to be exposed closer than 6 feet. This fluorescent light fixture right here, I'm doubting it's going to work. But it should have protective prism covers. Bonus, okay. We're going to talk about the lawn sprinkler system a little bit in the water meter video coming up. But this is the control timer. We're missing the cover. We don't have any instructions. The stations or the zones are not labeled. You see this wired rain sensor? I cannot find a rain receiver. Okay, well, actually, see this rain receiver? I cannot find a rain sensor. So the sprinkler system doesn't work. It doesn't have any power going to it. Okay, you shouldn't run 120 cord extension cord through your walls like that. You shouldn't do it. But it comes over here and it's de-energized. It's de-energized. It's not working. Okay, it is not working. I am not going to work it. I cannot find, in a video you're going to see, I cannot find that we have a safe water main shutoff valve to the sprinkler system. I can't even find a check valve for the lawn sprinkler system. So if one of these valves gets stuck on, the only way to turn it off would be to turn off all the water to the house. So we're just not going to take that chance today.